Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now, this is a general Gods at Play reading for the full moon. I've already done oracle card readings for each individual sign. Link down below to the playlist, obviously. I'm going to say link down below a few times here. So, what's your sun, your moon, your rising? Now, these Gods at Play readings, if you've seen them before, by their very, very nature, they are dramatic. They are looking at the masks that the archons are wearing to keep you separate from your divine purpose, and the gods that are working with you and that are on your side, trying to lift you up and reconnect you with your higher self, God, the divine, however you want to look at it. And because of the cards that I use, a selection of oracle decks, they are by their very nature dramatic, which makes them so much fun. But it is a general reading. So, and it's not even necessarily a reading where it's describing what's going on for you right now. It is a look at energies that can be around you, and it's something to file away and enjoy. And you may see situations that you're going through already in the reading, or you may not. And if you don't, go and watch your moon, go and watch your rising. In fact, always watch your rising. If you've got a choice, watch your rising. Now, it is an eclipse, so I suppose your sun and your moon are quite important on this one as well. But don't give away your power. Don't depend on what any YouTube tarot reader says. These readings are officially for entertainment purposes only. But more to the point, it is a form of entertainment because it's there for confirmation. You should be able to hear things that activate your confirmation bias, or basically just go, yeah, I know what that's on about. Now, also down there is a link to the show that I did with astrologer David Fisher, looking at the astrology of the full moon, super moon, blood moon, flower moon. Yes, power moon. No, flower moon. Total lunar eclipse. So as you can imagine, it's a bit of an event. We're in eclipse season now. These next 2 weeks between the lunar and the solar eclipses are considered to be a portal in and of themselves. I know this lunar eclipse is considered to be really good for opening portals for other realms. I will say, yes, now I wrote this down somewhere. If you have any Virgo in your chart, watch the Virgo reading, which is the second half. Timestamp down below as ever, because I'm going to waffle about the moon a little bit first and then get to the reading by jumping ahead to the timestamp. But please listen to my waffle at least once, because I think you might find something of value, hopefully. But if you have any Virgo in your chart, go and watch the Virgo reading. And if you are a Pisces sun, go and watch the Virgo reading. Because if you think about it, Pisces sun means Earth in Virgo. And it's a doozy, but that Pisces Virgo axis, because I've just literally done the Pisces reading, and to be quite honest, that was a doozy as well. So if you've got anything on that Pisces Virgo axis, go and watch both of them, to be quite honest. Right, so with this reading, you can ask a question beforehand. It's not one where I guarantee that you'll be able to tell if there's an answer or not. It's not like the monthlies or my sun with moon rising combination readings, where you can either tell, yeah, this is for me, this isn't for me. So it's I don't like saying take what resonates, because it just sounds so formulaic. But if the whole thing resonates, take it. And if the whole thing doesn't resonate, don't take it. I'm much more a fan of having the whole reading or not little bits. Now, obviously, I'm a YouTube channel. I'm personally a YouTube channel. I'm trying to grow the channel, so I will be very grateful if you would like the video once you've had your reading, give me a good judgment that way. But don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do, because it really will help me grow the channel, because I leave my subscriber number public while it's so absolutely and utterly pathetic. So I'm still looking for that magic 1,000. So all helped, gratefully appreciated, and thank you so much to everyone who has. Now there's also a link down there for the Facebook page for this channel, because I don't trust YouTube notifications, but more importantly, I also post on there a lot of the astrology weather report videos that I collect from YouTube. So I try to make it a bit of a one-stop shop. And also it's got its own inbox. So if you want to contact me for a personal reading, that Facebook page is the best way to do it. There is a link tree down there that will take you to my Twitter and to my email and what have you. But trust me, Facebook's the best way to, as probably awful that is to say. Right, that was 5 minutes waffle already, and I haven't even got into the moon. So, in the Oracle card readings, I focused on the South Node. Now, what I want to focus on here is not even so much the lunar eclipse and the symbols of the lunar eclipse itself, apart from the inside degree or Chandra symbol for the 5-degree Sagittarius, where the eclipse is. I love this image. Also, being a Wonder Woman fan helps. A pair of shoes with wings on them. So basically, there's a blessing of Hermes. There is Hermes sandals. But what I want to focus on is Jupiter, because Jupiter is square to this eclipse and ruling this eclipse. Jupiter is at home in Pisces, obviously. It is dignified in Pisces, if you want to say it that way. It is also at home in Sagittarius. Now, I think that there's an extra whammy going on with Pisces. I've spoke about Neptune conjunct Pallas conjunct Orpheus in the Oracle card videos, playlist down below. But Neptune is, if you look at Neptune as the modern ruler, that's energizing Pisces and anything that's in it. You look at Jupiter as the traditional ruler, which I prefer traditional rulerships, it's energizing everything else in Pisces. The two rulers together cannot be a bad thing. Speaking as a Pisces, yes, things will get misty, and yes, things will get cosmic, and yes, things will get really, and this is quite a statement probably for all of Jupiter in Pisces this year and next year. But don't forget, we're going to get reined in by Saturn in a month or so's time as Jupiter goes retrograde. But moving on, the angel ruling Jupiter is Yelahia at 1 degree Pisces. It's actually 1 degree 11 minutes. So I looked up the angel number for that, which says very much it's about manifestation, prosperity, awareness, uniqueness, motivation, and independence. But basically, monitor your thoughts and stay focused. And that focus is a really, really important point. In the Pisces reading that I just finished, it's like your focus needs to be zeroing in and zeroing in and zeroing in. And I wish I'd thought of that image when I was doing the reading, because that's exactly what I was trying to say. But Yelahia, sorry, the angel number 111 is all about monitor your thoughts because you're going to manifest. Jupiter brings abundance. Now, Yelahia is all about sweetening judgment and is a karmic warrior, whatever that happens to mean. And I'm not even going to touch that phrase with the barge pole, because I think I know, but I think the understanding of that term is different for every single person. Because karma is different for every single person. But I like that sweetening judgment aspect. However, it's an eclipse, and as David pointed out to me, certainly in terms of, I think he was looking at the Indian astrology in the terms of the dragon Rahu and Ketu, or parts of the dragon Rahu and Ketu. He was saying that the eclipse is where the light is removed and so the demonic influence comes in. Now, the demonic influence, this decan is ruled by day by Furfa, Goetic spirit Furfa, or Furta, and by night, Seer. Now, Seer, or Seer, is his natural planet is Jupiter. So the fact that Jupiter in Pisces, in Seer's decan, gives that Jupiter expansiveness extra whammy for me. But it's given extra whammy to that Pisces energy. But let's have a look what Seer is about. Now, I would imagine around the eclipse is a great time, if you're into Goetic evocation, to evoke Seer. But I would cast some divination first, and I'm still apprehensive about doing any hocus pocus during the 14 minutes of the total eclipse. Wait till the sunlight has returned to the moon. And if you're wanting to contact Seer, I would imagine in that 14 minutes, although he is a timeless entity and lives in a realm beyond time, but you know, this time here, so he's going to likely be busy being during those 14 minutes, and therefore after the 14 minutes been in a really good mood. So Seer is actually quite a benevolent entity. Seer is known to increase the longevity of the witch, so that's really quite useful. Certainly when your days are getting on a bit. And he is apt for chakra work, specifically the second chakra, the soul star and the earth star chakra. So literally that he is an embodiment of working with the as above so below, and or the grounding yourself and bringing down white light, if you know the technique from that name. But most traditions have a version of linking yourself to Gaia and then bringing the energy down from the cosmos. Seer engenders the quick occurrence of things and catalyzes stagnated affairs with movement. He enacts the revelation of whatever persons in your life essay to keep you unaware of. So he reveals secrets. He presides over sorcery and brings about the fulfillment and gnosis of the will. So there's an understanding of self there, and there's an understanding of divine self there, or of just the divine. But the next bit is what I've highlighted. The traditional delineation of Seer is as follows, and I love this. His office is to go and come, and to bring abundance of things to pass all of a sudden, and to carry or recarry anything wherever you would have it go or where you would have it from. He can pass over the entire earth in the twinkling of a single eye. He gives a true relation of all sorts of theft and of hidden treasure and of other things. He is of an indifferent good nature and willing to do anything that the summoner requires. And then it talks about how he will help the witch contact higher spheres of light, and you've got to remember that a lot of these Goetic spirits that Solomon worked with have angelic origins. So, you know, they know what they're on about. Now, the actual degree, Angel of the Eclipse degree, is about building bridges, fertility, multiplicity, defeats this Amael, defeats frustration, despair and depression, but obviously not in that 14 minutes. That's where I would imagine they could rear their head. And then it's up to you to defeat frustration, despair and depression for those 14 minutes. But the minute that light returns, Amael will be there assisting you with that. And there's a huge amount of self-determination I'm seeing about this lunar eclipse. I am actually really, really excited for this lunar eclipse. When I was starting the astrology, I was a bit like, oh God, eclipses, they're all going to be scary. You know, they're as scary as comets. But there's so much that can be drawn, I think, from this eclipse, or that can be opened. There is a wonderful sense of potential. And if this is the start of this 2-week portal, it is something to be celebrated, it is something to be experienced, and it is something to spiritually grab with both hands, in whatever way, shape, or form that may mean, because grabbing may be the wrong term. Because the other thing about this 1 degrees Pisces, there was a writer called Franz Baden who did evocations of what he called the degree heads of every degree of the zodiac. Now, 1 degree Pisces is ruled by Shad, who, among other things, inspires technical inventions. So there's this huge problem solving. He will, if you've got a little bit of genius in you, Shad will go, see that genius you've got there? Here, have that, see how you get on with it. Giving that inspiration. And there's power here, the Omega symbol. And if anybody knows where the Omega symbols are from, please do tell me. I've got this list of Omega symbols and I've no idea where they've come from. But this I really like. The Omega symbol for 1 degree Pisces. Remember, this is Jupiter ruling the eclipse, not the eclipse. From deep in the earth, the sound of a waterfall. Now, within that, we've got that sense of building of power, building of potentiality. We've got the idea of the underground stream, that magical current that runs through the earth that magicians and energy workers can tap into, the dragon lines, the ley lines, however you want to say it, with that cleansing sense of water, the waterfall. There's not much more for me. I mean, I've got loads of notes here, but they're all pretty much saying the same thing. This lunar eclipse is a doozy. Take advantage, take precautions. You know, don't do your hocus pocus during the 14 minutes of total blackout, but take advantage, meditate, sing, dance, do whatever feels right for you that gets your energies tingling, not just your fingers, but the air around your fingers, not just your spine, but the whole air around you. When the air that is around you is part of your sensory input, then yeah, you're well on the way. And with that, let me bring up the cards. Okay then, Virgo. Now, this lunar eclipse, as you probably well know, is happening in your 4th house, which is all about your home and the roots of your being. And it's the roots of your being I am wanting to concentrate on this reading, because I will be quite honest, this is a very spiritual or mystical reading for you for this eclipse. There's layers on layers here. The first things I will draw your attention to is you've got 2 generations of sun gods. You've got Helios and Apollo. So the Titans and the Olympians both, the heart of the solar system is looking upon you and is supporting you here. Now, this is going to sound well woo-woo, but this is, as I say, this is a very woo-woo reading. Let's look first at what the archons or the archontic masks that are arraigned against you are. We have Prometheus with altruism, Pan with nature, Isis with protection. Because Isis has appeared in the reading, I drew a card from the Isis Oracle as well. However, this is not Isis. This is an archon wearing the mask of Isis. However, initially I would only draw those sort of extra oracle cards if they appeared in the God row. But I was thinking about it, surely if an archon is using the mask of a certain god to act, then that god in question will want to do something to counter that. So now I can justify drawing these extra oracle cards for when they appear in the archontic row. we have Persephone with transformation. But the one thing that really got me with Persephone is that idea of being kidnapped, that idea of being pulled away. Um, and finally, Angana with health. Now, this top row is, if you watch these full moons gods at play readings before, as you well know, this top row, the archons wearing the masks of these gods, is a trap. Full stop, always, it's a trap. And that story in itself is telling me that you are being called to do something that is being seen to be for somebody's good. For all the right reasons, all the good reasons. It's not that there's any bad reasons there, but it is pulling you away. It's distracting you from something. But it's almost like there's an influence going, never mind all this cosmic, mystical, spiritual, energetic BS nonsense. That person needs their house building. And yeah, that person probably does need their house building. Whether it's for you to do that right now is what I'm calling into question, because you can always do it next week. Or you can provide some other form of support where you're not getting pulled away. Because with Pan appearing in the Archontic row, it's almost like there's this call to your lower natures, or your physicality, ignorant of spirituality. Now, I'm not saying here that physicality is bad. It is not. It is just physicality is an expression of the divine just as much as anything else is. Even though under Gnostic philosophy, no, it's not. It's an expression of Yaldabaoth. But it's over-egging the pudding slightly. But, the Maya, the great illusion, that's something that the Gnostic faith looks at. But that temptation to be pulled away into something and to using it as a way of defending yourself against something. Now, with this idea of protection being introduced by the archons here, I thought it was quite curious that the angel card for the reading, we have Archangel Michael. I stand for justice and truth. I live from my integrity. But more to the point, if you know your angels, who do you call on for protection? You call on the Archangel Michael. So Archangel Michael's presence here saying you are protected right now. There is no need to fear that you are not protected, and there's not necessarily no need to take extra steps to ensure that you are protected, because whatever this transformation that you are threatened with that is coming is fine. It's opening something up for you. It's not something that's, how can I put it? Ensuring that some oncoming transformation is not pulling you off your path is the very thing that will pull you off your path. Because with Lilith and Sheila Nagig here opposing Isis and to a certain extent Persephone, like I say, I got that kidnap vibe with the Persephone card, and since she is representing transformation straight after Isis offering protection, it's like you're wanting to protect yourself from, no, you are being encouraged to protect yourself from some change, when basically you should be there with open arms going, come here, come on, change, come on, because it is opening up something beautiful for you, something that you will gain understanding of. But also with Nematona here at the end, something that you will want to keep to yourself. This is not a revelation that you will want to be shouting from the rooftops. It's a personal thing, something that you've got to focus on, and therefore beware of the distractions of people pulling you away. Because on a more human level, if you say, no, I can't help right now, Is anybody actually going to blame you for that when you can say, give me a week and then I'll be able to help you? But I can't help right now because I have other things going on. Because let's face it, we all have other things going on. Um, so on, however these archontic energies are expressed, if they are expressed through perfectly innocent, nice people asking you to engage in something, then it's fine. You know, not being able to do it right now, be able to do it soon enough. Now, where am I going? So, Helios and Apollo, illumination, god of light. There is some knowledge or some awareness or some energies coming into you. And the reason that I say this is that you are protected. Archangel Michael is one of the angels of the watchtowers. He's one of the angels you would call in to protect yourself in ritual, to stand guard over you while you open up to various energies. And then we also have Nithaya, who astrologically represents spiritual wisdom. And interestingly, on the Oracle of Heaven and Hell, he is positioned against Glasiolavelas, who is here representing black magic. Now, I would challenge, and I regularly do challenge the idea of black magic, because there's magic. End of story, there's magic. You know, it's like a hammer. Do we have black hammers? I mean, apart from a really good series of comics from Dark Horse, no, we have hammers that can build houses or cave in a skull. And magic is exactly the same. It is a tool. It is an expression of energies, just like the planets. Jupiter expands things. It can expand good things. It can expand bad things. That doesn't make it bad or good, even though it's considered benefic. It's more likely to expand the good, but that depends on the unique chart and loads of things that are, you know, David can explain that. But there is this real sense of information coming in that you are being called to focus on and keep to yourself. And then we have Isis, Portal of Light. Now, I'm going to read this one out because I'm still familiarizing myself with this particular oracle deck. But my initial thoughts was, ooh, this is good. This is showing an opening of awareness. This is showing, because the logo, it says beneath it is, she glides on wings through time and space. You know, so you're being your own little astral Doctor Who here. And that's a good thing. That is expanding your sense of identity, and you are protected while you are doing it. And yes, if you are doing it through ceremony and if you are doing it through ritual, that's fine. Again, I will stress what I said on the intro to the Oracle card videos, that maybe the very moment of the eclipse is not necessarily the best time to perform a ritual. You may want to wait till light has returned to the moon before, and then use the eclipse energies, rather than using the eclipse energies during that point of darkness, during that point of no moon. But that is something that only you can judge for yourself. But if you do plan some form of ritual or energetic working for the moment of the eclipse, then I would say do your divination first. Whatever you do your divination first. And the question basically being, is this a good idea to do it on the point of the eclipse? You know, that is one question that your divination must ask. Anyway, Portal of Light. It is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a being conscious on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space, and to allow your sense of self to expand. It is safe for you to do this now. I mean, what was I saying with Archangel Michael standing here? So maybe if you're thinking about going through some form of initiation ritual, don't be scared, do it. You will not become ungrounded but through such spiritual growth. You are not leaving your earthly awareness, you are instead adding to it. And then there's about 3 more pages of stuff to read from. But this really implies that it is time to light a candle, both on the table in front of you and in here, and in here, and in here. This is beautiful, but it is a very personal experience that is on offer to you. Now, I'm gonna, I may have a look to see, because I'm not getting anything from Aingana here, because it's not featuring in the main story. That's making me going, ooh, shiny. So let's have a look at Aingana, because she's representing health, but what I'm actually looking for, I mean, because she looks like a Naga, but she's not, is almost that fear of the serpentine, which makes me look at the idea of Kundalini, the serpent energy that rises within you, and that wanting to draw back away from it because, ooh, snakes, bad. You know, there's good snakes and there's bad snakes, like hammers, like magic. So now, how this works as an archon. It's almost as if it's saying don't, because as a god on your side, it would say get yourself checked out, speak about what ails you, for help is at hand from an unexpected quarter. You are not alone in your troubles, others can offer great guidance. Exercise more, drink plenty of water, breathe, walk in nature, through woods, by the sea, around a lake or a reservoir. And now she is a primordial goddess of dream time, the mother of humanity. And all the water animals. She bestows health and longevity, sustains her through invisible, mystical umbilical cord. Because she always reminds me of Echidna, so I always think of Echidna when I see her. Her demise would therefore see the death of us all. Oh, that's cheerful. Right. I see. There may be an influence that says, hang on a minute, we are all connected, so you don't want to go ahead with this. That's nonsense. There may be an influence that is saying, oh, health, there's a health issue here. That is, I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to try and give you medical advice, but just be wary of a new health fad or, a severe attack of hypochondria. There's, because, again, that's something that could be dealt with a tiny bit later. But if you got to worry, go see a doctor. End of story. Maybe not on the eclipse. Now, let's see what the tarot have got to add to this, because maybe the tarot will give more explanation to Angana here. So, so this request for assistance, it's coming in as urgent, but it's coming in from a distance. And also, I believe that there are friend influences around you that are trying to pull you away from whatever this ceremony or ritual that is opening up to you may be. So, well, okay, bottom of the deck then. How interesting. 10 of Wands for Nematona. This information that you intuit, that you gain, is a burden, but it's also a completion of something. It's not quite heavy rests the head that wears the crown, but there is there's a happiness and joy, because 2 10s here, look. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Wands. So there's a completion in something that you know, that where I say it's a burden, it's one of those things that you can't unknow, but I'm not particularly bothered about that at all, because you have the strength to go ahead with this exploration, whatever it is. Even if others are trying to tell you, no, we need to do this, and it's a long way away, and therefore it's time consuming. Um, and do you really want to make the change? Ah, that's it. Death card with Angana. Do you really want to make this change because of the change that it requires, ensues? And that's coming from your friends, Three of Cups here. And both of these, that there's an element of abiding by the rules or rule breaking in two ways. There's this request for, we need to go and do this now because it's better for everybody, is a abiding with the rules. And this transformation that you are being sort of induced to be apprehensive of is being considered out of the rules. So somewhere along the line, you are looking at breaking somebody else's rules. But the key phrase there is it's somebody else's rules, not yours. But yeah, time to get the candle out, Virgo. This, if I say any more, I'm just going to be repeating myself. But this is absolutely beautiful. Let me just, I'm going to full screen that just for a minute so you can see all of the cards. So once again, Prometheus, Pan, Isis, Persephone, Angana. And on your side, Ul with focus, Helios with illumination, Lilith with Sheila Nagig on equality and gateways. And this is why I was saying that this ritual, especially with a Portal of Light card coming out with that, you are opening up a new set of energies, a new set of awarenesses, a new identity to yourself. I'm reminded here with these, with Helios and Apollo, sunshine is the best disinfectant. It's burning away any nonsense, and this is a completion of something that you've been working towards. And this is something where you, yes, you may well be called to defend what it is that you're going to do, but a good way of avoiding that is just keep it to yourself with Nematona and secrecy here. But Michael is protecting you. Nithaia is bringing spiritual wisdom in for you. So, if this means anything to you, Virgo, because I really hope this reading hits home for somebody, comment down below. I really want to know. I don't need to know details. Just, just write, yeah, listened, heard, and understood. Or yeah, that was for me, or what have you. Just let me know, because this is beautiful, and I want to know that this is happening for someone. I want to know that this God-inspired row is happening for somebody, because that is a beautiful experience and a beautiful transformation going on. Obviously, it's YouTube, so hit the like button. You are welcome to subscribe. It really does help the channel. The like button doesn't harm either. And the odd share doesn't harm, but yeah, I need the subscribers. But more importantly, just let me know that this is a beautiful, transformative experience for somebody. And that is using this lunar eclipse energies. So who knows, after all this, what the solar eclipse will bring. All right? Cheers.